Esther chapter 9, verses 20 to 32. Purim is celebrated. Mordecai wrote down these events. He sent letters to all the Jews all through the territories of King Xerxes. It didn't matter whether the Jews lived nearby or far away. Mordecai told them to celebrate the 14th and 15th days of the month of Adar. He wanted them to do it every year. Mordecai told the Jews to celebrate the time when they got rest from their enemies. That was the month when their sadness was turned into joy. It was when their weeping turned into a day for celebrating. He wrote the letters to celebrate those days as times of joy. He wanted the people to enjoy good food. He told them to give presents of food to one another. He also wanted them to give gifts to people who were poor. So the Jews agreed to continue the celebrating they had started. They kept doing what Mordecai had written to them. Haman was the son of Hammedatha the Agagite. He had been the enemy of all the Jews. He had planned to destroy them. He had cast the lot to destroy them completely. The lot was called Pur. But the king had found out about Haman's evil plan. So the king had sent out written orders. He had ordered that Haman's evil plan against the Jews should happen to him instead. The king also commanded that poles be stuck through the dead bodies of Haman and his sons. Then they should be set up where everyone could see them. The days the Jews were celebrating were called Purim. Purim comes from the word Pur. Pur means lot. Now, the Jews celebrate these 2 days every year. They do it because of everything that was written in Mordecai's letter. They also do it because of what they had seen and what had happened to them. So they have established it as a regular practice. They decided they would always observe these 2 days of the year. They would celebrate in the required way, and they would celebrate at the appointed time. They and their children after them would always observe these days, and so would all who joined them. The days should be remembered and celebrated. They should be remembered by every family for all time to come. They should be celebrated in every territory and in every city. The Jews should never stop celebrating the days of Purim. Their children after them should always remember these days. So Queen Esther, the daughter of Abihail, wrote a second letter. She wrote it together with Mordecai the Jew. They wanted to give their full authority to this second letter about Purim. Mordecai sent letters to all the Jews in the 127 territories of the kingdom of Xerxes. The letters had messages of kindness and hope in them. The letters established the days of Purim at their appointed times. They spoke about what Mordecai the Jew and Queen Esther had ordered the people to do. Everything should be done in keeping with the directions the Jews had set up for themselves and their children after them. The directions applied to their times of fasting and sadness. Esther's order established the rules about Purim. It was written down in the records.